Open the doors. It's time for C2K. This is the best NFL show in LA, baby, on tap. What kind of history will Matthew Stafford make if the Rams win their 6th game in a row tonight? Plus, Aaron Donald is set to be honored, but which current Rams player deserves some love? And why the odds are stacked against Shedeur Sanders in his first career start. This is Countdown to Kickoff. Let's go.
Sports Central presents Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
You, come on in. Welcome to Countdown to Kickoff. It's your boy, Darren Haynes. Week 12 is here, baby. We're about 90 minutes away from kickoff with 7 matchups in the early window. Right now, there are some of the players arriving. Shoot, there's Daniel Indiana Jones getting set to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs right here on CBS. But tonight, the Rams look to make a statement in prime time on Sunday Night Football. Yep, they'll take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 8-2. The Rams look like true championship contenders, having won 5 straight. Shoot, they haven't trailed in a game since week 6. And peep this, people. In 3 of the last 4 seasons, the Rams started 8-2. They made it to the Super Bowl. Coach McVay, talk to me.
Our players have enough maturity and enough appreciation for how challenging this league is. I think some of the scars that we've had to go through this year have been incredibly beneficial because we've used those things to strengthen us. And so, love this group. I'm not worried about them taking anything for granted, but I think there's the appropriate humility and also the understanding that it's one day at a time, and there's a lot of football left.
Okay, Coach, a big reason for the Rams' success has been the stellar play of MVP frontrunner Matthew Stafford. His 27 touchdown passes are tied with Hall of Famer Kurt Warner for the most by any Rams player through their first 10 games of a season. Warner won both regular season MVP and Super Bowl MVP that season. A win today would give Stafford the first 6-game win streak of his career.
To be able to come in here 10 minutes ago and help lead us to a victory. See you guys on Monday. Baker Mayfield.
Wow, Baker Mayfield certainly wouldn't be considered a member of Rams royalty, but he had his moments in his 4 starts with the team back in 2022. Mayfield credits his time with the Rams as the big turning point in his career. Since joining the Buccaneers that offseason, Baker ranked 2nd in the NFL in touchdown passes.
There's no way for me to, sugarcoat it. It was pivotal in my career, in my journey. I've told you guys it helped me find the football, or the fun in football again, that joy, and just getting to learn from those guys. They helped me out and, helped me discover what offense I really want to play in. It was instrumental in my career, something I'm forever grateful for, and it'll be fun to go back and see some familiar faces.
Now, in his 3rd year with the Bucs, Mayfield ranks top 3 in pass touchdowns to interception ratio. Along with Stafford, they've proven to be 2 of the very best at their position and are close friends.
A great human being. I've played some golf with him in the off seasons. Really enjoy being around him. You can tell why his teammates love being around him. He's just a great guy and obviously a heck of a football player. He's been through a lot and come out the other side playing about as good a ball as anybody and always pulling for him.
Where's the love? Driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Shop the largest auto mall and save.
All right, time to show some love. Davante Adams has 10 touchdown receptions this season, most in the NFL. He has 7 TDs in the last 4 games and recorded a touchdown in 4 straight games, 2nd longest active streak in the league. Want to hear more? Sure. He's the 3rd fastest to 1,000 catches and is the 5th player all time to have 10-plus receiving TDs in 7 career seasons. Shoot, the previous 4, Moss, Rice, Harrison, and Owens, all Hall of Famers. Davante Adams has brought a true end zone threat to the Rams, and that's why Davante Adams deserves some love. Here's Davante talking about 1,000 catches.
I mean, it's a big number for sure, but it does kind of feel like it was just yesterday where I just kind of got here and, I still remember my 500th, which was a touchdown against the Bears. So, and I felt like that was crazy when it happened. I was like 500 grabs in this league is, I'm thinking of all the people that have played and how many have even done that at that point. So that was, that meant a lot to me reaching that milestone. So to double that and to still be playing and playing at a high level, I'm blessed.
Eagles to his ring finger on his left hand. And you can build that man's statue out SoFi Stadium right now.
Aaron Donald is the greatest defensive player of his era. He spent all 10 seasons of his career with the Rams, was a Pro Bowler every year, and won Defensive Player of the Year not once, not twice, but 3 times. Now the Rams will honor one of their all-time greats in the city Aaron Donald calls home.
I always say I feel like LA adopted me. You know, I've been here for 10 years. My 2 youngest kids is born and being raised here. So, you know, LA's home too, you know, and obviously, you know, I talked about the, you know, when you put the body of work in and you accomplish things and you know how hard you work to put yourself at a certain position and to be able to reap the benefits of that still, you know, being done with the game, man, it's pretty special.
Now, Aaron Donald was a menace from start to finish with the Rams. His 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards are tied with J.J. Watt and Lawrence Taylor for the most all time. He was also an incredible leader in the locker room.
Obviously, on the football field, he was just as dominant as you could be. You know, whether that was practice or in games, he forced the hand of the offense more than any player probably I've ever played against or really with, which was, you know, incredible to be around. Great teammate, great energy to be around, a guy that brought it every single day, and off the field, just a class human being that represents all that's right with the NFL.
Let's move over to the AFC. The Chiefs will take on the Colts at 10 a.m. right here on CBS LA. Sitting at 5-5, the Chiefs are 1 loss away from tying their most in a season in the Patrick Mahomes era. Mahomes hasn't lost 3 straight in a season since 2016. Shoot, that was back when he's in college back in Texas Tech. He's 5-0 in the pros when facing a 3-game losing streak.
We're playing against a really good football team that's playing great football right now, and it's a great opportunity at the end of the day. Like, obviously we're 5-5, not where we want to be at, but we get to write the rest of this season's story, and it starts this week with the Colts at Arrowhead, and I'm excited for us to go out there and do it.
Taylor is the back. Jonathan Taylor ducking inside. He is in. Right back to Taylor with Warren blocking. Touchdown Taylor. An appropriate finish in Berlin, Germany. It's Taylor's game, and the Colts win in overtime.
The Chiefs' defense will have their hands full going up against Jonathan Taylor. He took Berlin by storm 2 weeks ago, racking up 286 total yards, 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime. Now coming off a bye, Taylor was asked about the significance of making history in the same stadium that Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in.
I was telling a couple of my family members, it kind of feels like we kind of made history in that stadium as well. Like, almost we're a part of it. Of course, the magnitude of that was way different, but it just feels awesome to be able to share that with them. Like, hey, we were in a historic stadium with an historic kind of history, and, you know, we had our own little piece of history there.
Now, Taylor has been making history all season long. I mean, earlier I mentioned Matthew Stafford as the MVP frontrunner, but Taylor is making a strong case to be the first non-QB to win the award since 2012. He leads the NFL in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and total touchdowns. We'll see if he can keep it rolling today in Kansas City. All right, coming up, what Shedeur Sanders could do in his season debut that 17 other Browns quarterbacks have tried to do but failed. Plus, why former USC quarterback Caleb Williams has Bear fans excited for what could be their first division title in 7 years. Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. Here's a number to know. The number 42. Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders will make his first NFL start against the Raiders today. However, look at this Zoom room of Browns starting QBs. Good gosh. Back to that number to know, 42. Shedeur will become the 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999, most in the NFL during that span. Yeah, so let me share my screen. That's 12 more than the Bears with the second most, and 34 more than the Packers with the fewest. Now let me pin Shedeur. He can end a Cleveland curse today, you guys. Browns QBs in their first start since 1999 are 0-17. Let me unmute Shedeur's mic to get his thoughts on his first start.
I would be doing a disservice to myself and disservice to the organization if I didn't feel like I am the guy. I did everything I need to. I'm doing everything I need to prepare to be the best version of myself as possible. With the circumstances, everything got to be sped up, and that's great. You know, I like pressure in life.
Okay, so let's end that Zoom because on the other side, head coach Pete Carroll and the Raiders are in desperate need of a win, you guys. Coach Carroll is 6 games below 500 for the first time in 28 seasons. That includes as an NFL and college coach.
I would tell you that I've never been 2-8 as a head coach, you know, so I don't, this is new, you know, some of that's new. And I think I coach a lot better when we're winning than I do when we're not. It's the everyday challenge of meeting the expectations of what you signed up for. And I got no problem with doing that.
Okay, good luck to the Raiders. These 3 quarterbacks out of the 2024 draft class are balling right now, people. Drake May, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams. They have a combined record of 23-1 in their last 8 games. The Patriots, they visit the Bengals today, and nobody has more passing yards in the NFL than this dude, Drake May. The Pats QB sits first in completions, first in completion percentage, and the Pats 9-2 record, sits first in the NFL. Tied with the Broncos. That's where Bo Nix has led Denver to 8 straight wins. They'll face the Commanders today in Washington, D.C., the hometown of Caleb Williams. The former USC star has the 2nd most total yards in the NFC and broke the Bears' single-season winning drive record with still 7 more games to go. With Chicago sitting on the doorstep of their first NFC North title in 7 years, Caleb is focused on beating the Steelers today, nothing else.
Solely focus on, you know, being 1-0 this week and not adding or, you know, or subtracting any pressure from any game because there's only 17 that we're promised. And, you know, each and every game, you know, means the world for that week.
All right, now on the Pittsburgh side of things, Mason Rudolph will get the start at quarterback in place of Aaron Rodgers. Now, Rodgers is out with a wrist injury he suffered last week. Rudolph will make his 14th career start for Pittsburgh. He's won each of his last 3 starts with the Steelers. Don't move, still to come. The Chargers are off this week, so we'll take a look back at what's already a roller coaster season for the Bolts. And what can the Eagles do today against the Cowboys that they've only done twice in the 92-year history of the franchise?
Watching Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
It's time for this week's scratch list, people. Packers star running back Josh Jacobs won't play today versus the Vikings due to a banged-up knee. Giants rookie quarterback Jackson Dart remains out with a concussion. Joe Burrow was back at practice this week, but he's still not ready to return to action. And Jamar Chase is inactive due to suspension. Now in the NFC East, everything feels bigger in Texas, including the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry. Philadelphia has won 3 straight against Dallas, their longest winning streak in the series in over 20 years. A win today will mark just the 3rd time in franchise history that the Eagles have won 4 straight against them Cowboys.
Always a fun opportunity to go down there. Jerry's World, one of my favorite stadiums to play at. The environment's always going to be great. It's Eagles versus Dallas, so we're excited for it.
The records really, honestly, don't matter. We know we're playing a hell of a team, a good team, and it's a rival game, division game, so it's about coming in there and just being the best version of us, and it's time to win one of those games.
Win or go home. I feel like that's the situation that we're in, and I feel like that's the right mindset that we got to have.
It's been a roller coaster season for the Chargers. A blazing 3-0 start has turned into a 7-4 record. Yes, if the season ended today, the Bolts will be in the playoffs, but a bunch of injuries and a tough schedule the rest of the way has the season hanging in the balance. Jim Hill takes us through the first half of the campaign.
It all started off so well for the Chargers in their season opener in Brazil against the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Herbert's throwing, fading back, over the middle. Johnston! Touchdown Chargers!
And from there, 2 more impressive AFC Western Division victories over the Raiders and the Broncos.
Herbert to the air. Pipkins the pocket, the right tackle. Got away from Allen. Herbert alive, and the throw. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Allen!
But then a pair of shocking defeats to the Giants and the Commanders. NFC East teams with a combined record of 5-17. Part of the issue has been injuries. They've had to play most of the season so far without their top 3 running backs. Najee Harris, Hassan Haskins, and Omarion Hampton are all on the injured reserve list or out for the year. Still, the Chargers were able to rip off 3 straight wins against the Vikings, Titans, and Pittsburgh Steelers to move to 7-3.
Down to 16 seconds left. Herbert inside, touchdown McConkey!
But in that Titans win, the Bolts suffered perhaps their biggest blow, losing their best tackle Joe Alt to season-ending ankle surgery.
We feel for him. You know, it's obviously tough. I've been there before where you get your season cut short and you know, there's probably a lot of emotions going through his head, and we're all here for him. And you know, obviously very tough to replace a guy like that because of how good he is and just the special player that we think he is.
Last Sunday was a tough one to swallow in Jacksonville with their most lopsided loss of the season.
Wildcat, Etienne takes the direct snap. Etienne bangs his way in.
A 35-6 defeat to the Jaguars. For the Chargers, the break represents a period to get healthy and try to get things right for the playoff push.
We have some football issues that have to be fixed, but everybody's good at it. Everybody knows how to do it. They care deeply, and they're not going to back down. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, it's time for our final break. When we come back, I'll give out my fantasy picks to help you get the dub in your league. And before the Carolina Panthers even take a snap, why one simple coin toss could decide the whole game. This is Steve 2K.
Today's Charbroiled Fantasy is sponsored by Carl's Jr.
Man, that burger looks good. All right, there's still time to adjust your fantasy lineups, people. Here's who I'm rocking with this week. At quarterback, I'm going with Jalen Hurts. The Eagles' offense is poised for a breakout performance against the Cowboys' defense that ranks dead last against fantasy quarterbacks. Hurts should be able to put up some big numbers at Jerry World. At running back, I'm handing the rock off to Trevion Henderson. Yup, the Patriots rookie has found the end zone 5 times in the last 2 weeks, the most in the NFL. Expect him to have another big day against a Bengals defense who's basically the worst run defense in the league. But on the other side of the field, I've got my eye on Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins. His share of the targets should increase today with Jamar Chase sidelined due to suspension. Higgins has caught a touchdown in 9 straight home games. At tight end, I'm rolling with Travis Kelce. He's had over 50 receiving yards in 6 straight games and is coming off a season-high 9 catches last week in Denver. Kelce is facing a Colts defense that's allowing the 4th most fantasy points to tight ends. And lastly, I'm going with the Browns defense, headlined by the most dominant player in the league, Myles Garrett. I mean, he's currently on pace to break the NFL's single-season sacks record and will cause all sorts of problems against a Raiders offense that unfortunately stinks.
The Final Drive, sponsored by Howard's. Go dough to done in 2 minutes with Frigidaire ranges and wall ovens. Available at Howard's Appliances.
Okay, so time for my final drive. The Carolina Panthers' fate might be decided before the game even kicks off. I mean, listen to this, people. The Panthers are a perfect 6-0 when they win the coin toss and 0-5 when they don't. Apparently, the coin is the Panthers' real MVP. So when Carolina takes on the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football, here's my advice. Pick heads. One scientific study claims heads lands about 1% more often, if that means anything. And if I were a betting man, I will wait until after the coin toss to place my bet on the Panthers. I'm just saying. Oh, landed on heads. How about that? All right, that's going to do it for Countdown to Kickoff. Enjoy your Sunday, baby. Where's the rock? I'm out.